A judge says defense lawyers can send out questionnaires to potential jurors in a quadruple homicide case that was recently moved to Dakota County, Nebraska. Similar questionnaires sent to potential jurors in Cedar County, Nebraska, were a big part of Jason Jones's defense team's arguments to move the trial out of that county. Defense attorneys said jurors demonstrated clear bias against their client and made getting a fair trial in Cedar County impossible. Jones is facing 4 counts of first-degree murder in connection with the deaths of 4 people in Laurel, Nebraska back in August of 2022. In requesting the questionnaires for Dakota County jurors, attorneys said those questionnaires are needed to ensure Jones is, quote, afforded due process by law and a fair trial by an impartial jury, end quote. The questionnaires will be sent out ahead of the trial, which is set to start in September.